Pendulum Post Lab. Okay, from your lab the last couple of days, hopefully you found that changing the length of the string or changing the location and space of the pendulum affected the period. You should have found that the mass of the pendulum bob didn't matter and that the initial amplitude didn't really matter either, as long as you kept it under 15 degrees for that initial pull. Okay, so here's the equation for a period of a pendulum. Okay, capital T is the period of the motion. Okay, the subscript lowercase p is for pendulum. All right, if you look at your equation sheet, you'll see another similar looking one, but it has a different subscript. We'll get to that when I get back next week. All right, lowercase l is for the length of the string or the rod, and g is the gravitational field strength or the acceleration due to gravity where the pendulum is located. So hopefully you saw this from the lab. The longer the string was, the longer it took for the pendulum to go back and forth. Okay, and the more gravity there was at a certain location, all right, the less time it took. So that kind of makes sense. If it's a longer string, it has further to go, so it makes it take longer. If the gravitational force is more at that location than elsewhere, then you've got a lot more potential energy, all right, at whatever amplitude you start at, which it translates into more kinetic energy, so it's going faster, all right, and so it's going to take less time to make that round trip. All right, here are a couple of good websites for further reading. I'm going to hold on this for a few seconds, all right, so I know you guys go watch this again, all right. If you Google period of a pendulum, okay, the first one that comes up is a really great site, and it'll actually, you can plug in different lengths and different gravitational field strengths, and it'll spit out what the period is. Okay, the second one is our familiar site, Physics Classroom. Okay, not all of it's going to make sense because we haven't talked about circular motion, so they make some allusions to that. Don't worry about those parts. Also, out of your textbook, sections 16.3 and 16.4 talk about periodic motion and pendulums. All right, these websites and the book go over the actual force diagrams and conservation of energy, things like that, things we have seen before, but we're going to get more into these again when I get back next week. Okay, your challenge before you do your actual lab write-up, which the explanation is available on the website, okay, and on Moodle, your challenge is to figure out how long is the pendulum string from the pendulum at the Museum of Natural Science. So I'm going to show a couple of periods. Okay. So, because I'm feeling nice, here you go again. Oh, and by the way, your challenge is to do this without Googling it.